Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into the world of BTS. We've got some really cool notes from you. It seems like you're putting together a podcast about them.
Yeah.
So we're going to unpack it all. Their music, how they've impacted fans, and even their influence on, get this, the Korean language itself.
Yeah. You know, what I find really striking about BTS is how they use social media and how strong their bond is with their fan base.
Oh, yeah, ARMY.
ARMY. Exactly. It's like they've created this incredible sense of community, which I think is a huge factor in their global success. It makes you wonder how they built such a devoted following.
Right. And actually, that's one of the first things the notes ask. What catapulted them to stardom? What do you think?
I mean, it's got to be more than just catchy tunes, right?
Yeah.
I think their music really digs deep into these universal themes.
Yeah.
Youth, like the pressures of society, self-love. And these are things that resonate with fans all over the world. It makes them feel seen.
And the notes also talk about their use of social media, which is spot on. I mean, constantly connecting with fans on Twitter, on YouTube, on Weverse.
All right.
It's that direct connection, I think, that forms such a strong bond, especially when you factor in the passion of ARMY.
I think it really sets them apart from other global artists.
Yeah.
They found a genuine connection, a real depth in the message that you don't always see.
Totally. It's like they've discovered the secret to building this global community around their music. And speaking of music, you know, the notes also ask about how their sound has evolved over time. Are there any songs or albums that have really stuck with fans, you think?
Well, first of all, I have to say their versatility is mind-blowing. I mean, they blend genres seamlessly, hip-hop, EDM, R&B, even ballads.
Right.
It always sounds so natural, and it keeps their music fresh and appealing to so many different people. And I don't think it's just about appealing to everyone, though. It's like they're redefining what K-pop can be.
They're pushing those boundaries.
Yeah.
And you think about their albums, you've got Wings, which explores all those complexities of, you know, youth and growing up, the Love Yourself series, self-acceptance, and even B, which came out during the pandemic, offering kind of comfort and connection.
Yeah.
Each album has such a unique feel, but they all come back to those universal themes that fans really connect with.
And you can't forget the social commentary that's woven into their lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, take Blood, Sweat, and Tears from the Wings album, right? It's not just a catchy song. It delves into, like, biblical imagery to explore these anxieties and temptations that young people face. It's really reflecting those internal struggles that we all go through.
Deep stuff.
Yeah, deep stuff.
For sure. And the notes point out some other specific songs like Spring Day with its message of hope and longing. And then you have Permission to Dance, which is just pure joy, like optimism set to music. Incredible range.
And I think their collaborations really show their global reach. I mean, working with artists like Coldplay on My Universe and Halsey on Boy with Love has exposed them to even wider audiences. It's amazing to see how they've bridged these musical worlds.
It's really incredible. Okay, so we've talked music, their impact on fans, but how did this all begin?
Yeah.
The notes ask about their origin story and whether it's different from the typical K-pop narrative.
Yeah, well, they started with Big Hit Entertainment, which at the time wasn't a major player in the K-pop scene.
Right.
Can you imagine trying to break into that industry, such a competitive industry from a smaller agency? Like, talk about an uphill battle.
Total underdog story.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the notes diving into each member's background.
Yeah.
So what's their story?
It's fascinating to see how their individual talents came together to form BTS.
Yeah.
I mean, you have RM with his experience in underground rap, who brings this raw lyrical edge to the group. And then Jimin, who spent years training in dance, adds this amazing level of precision and artistry to their performances. It's a real blend of talent and backgrounds.
So they weren't overnight sensations. Their debut was with No More Dream back in 2013.
Yeah.
And that just marked the start of a long journey for them. The notes even say their early days were full of obstacles. What were some of the challenges they faced?
You know, their debut was raw, it was energetic,
Yeah.
but it didn't make them stars overnight. They had criticism, financial constraints. They had to fight to stand out in such a saturated market.
Oh, yeah.
It took time for them to find their unique voice and connect with an audience. They really had to grind.
It makes their success even more impressive.
Totally.
Their hard work and dedication paid off.
Absolutely.
Speaking of success, there's a pivotal moment highlighted in the notes. Their win at the 2017 Billboard Music Awards.
Oh, yeah.
That seems to be when things really blew up for them. opening doors to the U.S. market and beyond.
Oh, yeah, that was a game changer for them.
Yeah.
That win really put them on the map internationally, and it showed that K-pop was a force to be reckoned with.
So from underdog beginnings to global recognition, they've come such a long way.
For sure.
And speaking of global stages, the notes ask, what makes BTS so sought after for events like the FIFA opening ceremony?
Yeah.
What sets them apart from other K-pop groups on that world stage?
It's not just the music. I mean, their sound definitely has that global appeal. Think about Jungkook's performance of Dreamers at the FIFA World Cup in 2022.
Oh, yeah.
It was powerful, it was symbolic, it carried this message of unity and hope. And that's what they do. They use their platform to spread positivity, to inspire change, and it connects with people all over the world.
It was an amazing performance. Music and sports have that power to go beyond borders. And BTS being part of the FIFA World Cup showcased how universal their artistry is.
And that FIFA performance is just one example. They've spoken at the UN, they've performed at the Grammys, they've even headlined New Year's Eve in Times Square.
Wow.
I mean, they've evolved from a K-pop group to a global cultural force. Their impact goes way beyond the music industry.
The notes point out that they've gone beyond that K-pop idol label and become cultural icons,
Yeah.
using their music to connect with people worldwide and inspire positive change.
Yeah.
It's truly impressive.
It is. And you have to remember, all this success is built on the talents of 7 incredibly unique individuals.
Yes.
The notes ask, what unique qualities does each member bring to the group and their fans?
Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's break down the members and what makes each of them so special.
This is what I know a lot of fans are ready to hear.
Okay, so first up, you've got RM, the brilliant leader.
Yeah.
He guides the group's direction, their message. His intelligence is undeniable, and his English skills have been key to their international success.
Oh, for sure.
He brings this philosophical depth to their lyrics that really gets you thinking.
And then there's Jin, the eldest member. He brings this warmth, humor, and a sense of stability to the group.
Yeah.
He's got those, actor-like visuals, and his solo work, like The Astronaut, shows off his beautiful vocals.
Then you've got Suga, the talented producer. He's known for his introspective lyrics and his sincere approach to music. He's not afraid to be vulnerable, and that resonates with a lot of fans.
And then there's J-Hope,
Oh, yes.
sunshine of the group.
The energy, the dance skills, that captivating stage presence that just draws you in. And his solo album, Jack in the Box, really showcased his versatility.
In Jimin.
Jimin is a captivating performer. He's got this delicate style, but it's expressive, and his voice is emotionally resonant. He can convey so much emotion through his movements, through his vocals.
That's mesmerizing.
Yeah.
And V, he has this unique vocal tone and this, stylish, charismatic aura that's all his own, just effortlessly cool.
Yeah.
And lastly, Jungkook, the main vocalist, incredible talent.
Exceptional talent and such a strong connection with fans. He's incredibly skilled in every aspect of performance, and he's so dedicated to his craft.
What a talented group.
They are.
And it's not just their group work that's making waves. They've also been branching out with some incredible solo projects.
Oh, yeah.
The notes ask about how the members' solo work has impacted both the group and the K-pop industry, and what unique musical styles do they explore on their own. I think it's really fascinating to see how they've grown as individual artists while keeping that strong group identity.
It is. You've got RM, Suga, and J-Hope. They've all released mixtapes and albums that explore different musical territories. They're showcasing their individual artistic visions, experimenting with sounds that push the boundaries of K-pop.
And then you have Jungkook, Jin, and Jimin with their solo tracks that highlight their own styles.
Yeah.
Jungkook's fan song, Still With You, is a beautiful testament to his connection with ARMY. Jin's heartfelt ballads showcase his vocal range and his emotional depth.
Right.
And V's contributions to drama soundtracks, just captivating.
These solo endeavors let them connect with a wider audience while still contributing to BTS's success.
It's a win-win.
Yeah, it is.
Speaking of a wider audience, let's talk about the BTS effect.
Okay.
The notes ask how their popularity has led to this surge of interest in the Korean language and culture. Have you seen any specific ways they've acted as cultural ambassadors?
Definitely. Resources like Learn Korean with BTS have come out, and their content itself has become a valuable tool for learning the language. It's amazing how many fans have started learning Korean because of BTS. It says a lot about their influence on language learning and cultural exchange.
The notes share some great anecdotes about fans who started learning Korean because of BTS. It's heartwarming to see how they sparked this global interest in Korean culture.
Their lyrics introduce fans to the beauty and nuances of the Korean language, making learning fun and engaging.
Right.
It's not just about memorizing words and grammar, but it's connecting with the heart of the language and the culture it represents.
They've become true cultural ambassadors, contributing to the spread of Korean culture around the world, what's known as Hallyu. It's incredible how their influence reaches beyond just music.
It is. It's like they've opened this new world to their fans, inviting them to experience the richness of Korean culture.
So we've covered their music, their impact on fans, their global influence, even their individual talents. They've achieved so much. But their journey isn't over yet. The notes ask, what's next for BTS?
Right. What is next?
If they've accomplished so much, where do they go from here?
It's a question on everyone's mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they've hinted at some solo projects, potential collaborations. Fans are anxiously waiting for their next album, and everyone's speculating about their musical direction. It's exciting.
I know. Everyone wants to know what they'll do next.
Yeah.
They've always been innovative, willing to experiment with new sounds and concepts. What do you think we can expect from them in this new chapter?
One thing's for sure, BTS is going to keep evolving. They're not afraid to push boundaries, to challenge expectations. They always surprise us with their artistry and their ability to connect with fans in new and innovative ways.
I think their constant evolution is a big part of what keeps fans so engaged.
For sure.
There's always something new to discover, something to look forward to.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
And I think they're getting more comfortable using their platform to speak out about social issues, to fight injustice, to advocate for positive change.
It'll be interesting to see how that develops in their future work.
For sure.
It's fascinating to think about how they'll continue to use their influence to inspire and empower their fans. Now, we've talked about their music, their message, their impact on social issues, even their business ventures.
Right.
But what about their cultural influence beyond just music?
Yeah, that's a huge part of their story, too. I mean, they've had a major impact on fashion, beauty standards, even language learning.
Yeah.
It's this multifaceted cultural phenomenon that's really quite remarkable.
The notes actually go into their fashion choices.
Yeah.
And how they've influenced global trends. It seems like they're not afraid to experiment with different styles, and fans are quick to embrace those looks. What are your thoughts on their fashion influence?
I think they've created this whole new aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's their own. It blends streetwear, high fashion, even traditional Korean elements. And it's resonating with people all over the world. It's bold, it's expressive, and it reflects their individuality.
It definitely sets them apart. And what about their impact on beauty standards?
They challenge those conventional norms, promoting self-love and acceptance, regardless of appearance.
Which is so refreshing.
Yeah.
Especially in an industry that often emphasizes conformity. It's great to see them pushing the message of self-acceptance and diversity.
Their message is about embracing individuality, about finding beauty in diversity.
Yes.
And it connects deeply with fans, especially those who might have felt marginalized or excluded.
It's empowering. We talked about how they sparked this Korean language learning craze.
Right.
But the notes go even further, highlighting how they've introduced fans to Korean cuisine, art, even traditional customs. It's like they opened this window into Korean culture for millions of people worldwide.
Absolutely. And that's something to celebrate. It fosters cross-cultural understanding, appreciation. It breaks down those barriers, creates connections between people from different backgrounds.
It's incredible how they've become these cultural ambassadors, not just for music, but for Korean culture as a whole.
For sure.
Introducing so many people to new experiences and new perspectives.
It's heartwarming to see. You know, you've spent a lot of time with these notes preparing to create your own podcast about BTS. What stands out to you most about their journey? What's the most compelling part of their story, do you think?
You know, honestly, what strikes me is their authenticity.
Yeah.
They've stayed true to themselves throughout this whole journey. And it connects with fans on such a deep level. They're not afraid to be vulnerable, to show their flaws, to be human. And that human connection is what makes their music, their message, their impact so powerful.
I couldn't agree more. Their authenticity makes them so relatable, so real. And that's why their story is so captivating. It's a story of hard work, dedication, resilience, and above all, this deep connection with their fans.
It's a story that shows that anything is possible if you have the dream and the drive to pursue it.
They defied expectations, they broke down barriers, they inspired millions of people worldwide.
Absolutely.
It's an incredible journey, and it's not over yet.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive into the world of BTS, I wanted to touch on one last point from your notes.
Okay.
Something that really stood out to me personally.
Oh, I'm curious.
Well, the notes mentioned that BTS has been criticized for being too manufactured, too commercialized.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that? How do you balance that with the genuine connection they have with their fans?
It's interesting. I think you have to remember that the K-pop industry is a business. There are commercial aspects to it, but I don't think that takes away from the genuine artistry and talent of BTS.
I agree. I think their success shows how hard they've worked, their dedication, their real desire to connect with their fans. They've put their hearts and souls into their music, and that resonates with people on a much deeper level.
Absolutely. And their commitment to using their platform to talk about social issues and advocate for positive change proves how sincere they are and how much they want to make a difference.
Their impact goes beyond the commercial stuff. They've started conversations. They've inspired change.
Right.
They've created this global community of fans who feel seen, heard, and understood. That's something special.
It is. It really is. It shows how music can connect people, inspire hope, and make the world a better place.
So, as you keep exploring the world of BTS and getting ready for your own podcast, I encourage you to think about what resonates with you the most about their story, what inspires you. What do you think is the most important takeaway for your listeners?
Those are great questions. I think highlighting their authenticity is crucial.
Yeah.
Their vulnerability, their commitment to using their platform for good.
Absolutely. And don't forget their incredible talent, their hard work, and their unwavering dedication to their fans.
Their story is a testament to the power of human connection, the importance of staying true to yourself, and the potential for music to create positive change.
It's been an incredible deep dive with you today. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your insights.
My pleasure. I'm always up for diving into the world of BTS.
And to you, our listener, we hope this deep dive has given you a good starting point for your own exploration of BTS. Their story is a testament to the power of music, connection, and following your dreams. We can't wait to see what you create.
Their journey is a testament to hard work, to dedication, and that genuine desire to connect with people.
Speaking of connection, the notes you sent mentioned something really interesting, BTS's impact on social issues. They don't seem afraid to use their platform to address important topics, both through their music and actions.
Oh, absolutely. One of the most prominent themes in their work is mental health awareness.
Yeah.
They've been so vocal about encouraging these open conversations around mental health, which is so important, especially given the stigma that often surrounds it.
It's so powerful to see them using their platform to normalize these conversations, especially for younger fans who might be struggling. The notes actually mention specific songs that address those societal pressures, like NO and Bapesy. It's like they're giving a voice to those who feel overwhelmed by those expectations.
Exactly. Those songs really critique the pressures put on young people to succeed academically and professionally, often at the expense of their own mental health and well-being. It's a message that hits home for anyone who feels trapped by those expectations.
And what makes their message even more powerful is that they're not just preaching from some position of authority.
Right.
They've been open about their own struggles, anxieties, and insecurities. It makes them relatable.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're going through this too. We're human, just like you.
Yeah.
And that vulnerability makes their message authentic and so impactful.
Their impact goes beyond just music, too.
Oh, for sure.
They've spoken at the UN, partnered with UNICEF on their Love Myself campaign, and they've donated to a bunch of different causes. It's inspiring to see them taking those concrete steps to advocate for positive change.
They're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk.
Right.
And that's where their role as role models really shines through. They inspire their fans to get involved, to speak up, to make a difference in their communities.
It's proof of their commitment to making the world a better place. The notes you sent highlighted another fascinating part of their journey, the business side of BTS.
Oh, yeah.
They started with this relatively small agency, Big Hit Entertainment. It's incredible how their success has transformed that company.
It's like a real-life underdog story.
Total.
I mean, their success has propelled Big Hit
Yeah.
now known as HYBE Corporation, into this global powerhouse. It's acquired other agencies, ventured into all sorts of entertainment sectors.
Their impact goes way beyond just the music industry. The notes even say that BTS brings billions of dollars to the South Korean economy every year through tourism, merch sales, all of that. It's mind-blowing.
They've become a cultural export, showcasing South Korea's creativity and talent on this massive global scale. And they've done it all while staying true to their roots and values. They've become a symbol of national pride.
It's amazing to think about how far they've come and the impact they've had on so many levels.
Well, sure.
But as we mentioned, their journey isn't over. The notes ask that big question, what's next for BTS?
What is next? It's on everyone's mind. They've hinted at individual projects, collaborations. Fans are dying to know about their next comeback album, and the speculation about their music is everywhere.
I know. Everyone's waiting with bated breath to see what they do next.
Right.
They've always been so innovative, willing to play with new sounds, new concepts. What do you think we can expect in this next chapter?
One thing's for sure, BTS will keep evolving. They're not afraid to push boundaries, to challenge expectations.
Right.
They've surprised us time and time again with their artistry and their ability to connect with fans in these new and innovative ways.
I think that constant evolution is a big reason why fans stay so engaged.
Yeah.
There's always something new, something to look forward to. It's exciting.
And I think they're becoming more comfortable using their platform to address social issues, to speak out against injustice, and advocate for positive change.
It'll be interesting to see how that evolves in their future work.
For sure.
It's amazing to think about how they'll keep using their influence to inspire and empower fans. We've talked about their music, their message, their impact on social issues, even their business ventures.
All right.
But what about their cultural influence beyond music?
That's a huge part of their story, too. I mean, they've impacted fashion, beauty standards, even language learning. It's this multifaceted cultural phenomenon that's truly remarkable.
The notes you sent actually dive into their fashion choices and how they've influenced global trends. They're not afraid to experiment with different styles, and their fans are all about it. What are your thoughts on their fashion influence?
They've created this whole new aesthetic that's all their own.
Yeah.
It's this blend of streetwear, high fashion, and traditional Korean elements, and it's resonating worldwide.
Yeah.
It's bold, expressive, and reflects their individuality.
It definitely sets them apart.
Mm-hmm.
And how about their impact on beauty standards?
They challenge conventional norms, promoting self-love and acceptance no matter what you look like.
It's so refreshing, especially in an industry that often pushes conformity. It's great to see them promoting self-acceptance and diversity.
Their message is about embracing individuality, about finding beauty in diversity.
Yeah.
And it resonates so deeply with fans, especially those who have felt marginalized or excluded.
It's empowering.
It is.
We talked about how they started this Korean language learning craze.
Right.
But the notes go even deeper, pointing out how they've introduced fans to Korean food, art, even traditional customs. It's like they've opened this door into Korean culture for millions around the world.
And that's a beautiful thing. It fosters that cross-cultural understanding, that appreciation.
Yeah.
It breaks down those barriers, creates connections between people from different backgrounds.
It's incredible how they've become these cultural ambassadors, not just for music, but for Korean culture as a whole.
For sure.
Introducing so many to these new experiences, new perspectives.
It's truly heartwarming to see, you spent so much time with these notes, getting ready to create your own podcast about BTS. What has struck you the most about their journey? What do you think is the most compelling aspect of their story?
Honestly, what gets me is their authenticity.
Yeah.
They've stayed true to themselves through it all, and that resonates so strongly with their fans. They're not afraid to show their flaws, to be vulnerable, to be human. And that's what makes their music, their message, their impact so powerful. It's inspiring.
I totally agree. That authenticity makes them so relatable, so real, and that's why their story is so captivating. It's a story of hard work, dedication, resilience, and above all, that deep connection with their fans.
It's a story that shows you that anything is possible if you have a dream and the will to go for it.
They defied expectations, they broke barriers, they've inspired millions around the world. It's an incredible journey, and it's far from over.
Now, before we wrap up our deep dive into the world of BTS, I wanted to touch on one last thing from the notes.
Okay.
It really resonated with me.
I'm curious.
The notes mentioned that BTS has faced criticism for being too manufactured, too commercialized.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that? How do you reconcile that with the genuine connection they have with their fans?
It's a good point. I think we need to remember that the K-pop industry is a business.
Right.
It has commercial aspects, but I don't think that negates the genuine artistry and talent of BTS.
I agree. I think their success is a testament to their hard work, their dedication, and their desire to connect with their fans. They've poured their hearts and souls into their music, and that resonates on a deeper level.
Absolutely. And they show their sincerity by using their platform to talk about social issues and push for positive change. Their goal is to make a difference in the world.
Their impact goes way beyond just the commercial side of the music industry. They've sparked conversations. They've inspired change. They've created a global community where fans feel seen, heard, understood.
Right.
That's pretty remarkable.
It really is. It's a testament to music's power to bring people together, to give hope, and to make a positive impact on the world.
So as you continue exploring BTS and get ready for your own podcast, I encourage you to think about what resonates most with you about their story. What inspires you? What's the most important takeaway for your listeners?
Those are some great questions to consider. I think highlighting their authenticity is key.
Yeah.
Their vulnerability, their commitment to using their platform for good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't forget about their incredible talent, their hard work, and that unwavering dedication to their fans.
Their story shows the power of human connection, the importance of staying true to yourself, and how music can be a force for positive change in the world.
It's been amazing diving into the world of BTS with you today. Thanks so much for sharing your expertise and insights.
Of course. Always happy to delve into the world of BTS.
And to our listener, we hope this deep dive has given you a strong foundation to start your own exploration of BTS. Their story proves the power of music, connection, and pursuing your dreams. We can't wait to see what you create.
Yeah, it has been a really fascinating exploration. Their story has so many layers to it.
It really does. And, as we're wrapping up this deep dive, I keep thinking about how their influence just reaches far beyond the music. They've become this global cultural force.
Yeah.
What are some of the key takeaways that you think are most important for our listener as they create their podcast?
I think it's crucial to understand the depth of their connection with ARMY. I mean, that bond goes beyond typical fandom. BTS constantly interacts with fans, they incorporate their feedback, and they even advocate for their well-being. It's this reciprocal relationship built on respect and shared values.
That's a great point. Their relationship with fans is truly unique. It really is more like a partnership. What else do you think our listeners should keep in mind as they're putting this project together?
I think highlighting their impact on breaking down stereotypes and promoting diversity is huge. I mean, they challenge those conventional ideas about masculinity, about beauty, about success, and they encourage self-love and acceptance.
Yeah.
This message really resonates, especially with younger generations looking for role models who reflect their own values.
Their message of inclusivity and self-love is so powerful.
Yeah.
And it's something that transcends cultural boundaries, right?
Exactly. Their music and message speak to those universal human experiences, and that's what makes them so relatable to people from all walks of life. And, I also think it's important to emphasize the role of social media in their success. They've mastered the art of connecting with fans online. They built this global community that feels so personal and intimate.
It's like they cracked the code for meaningful online engagement. They've really used social media to build a global community.
Yeah, and don't forget to mention the economic impact of their success.
Yeah.
I mean, BTS has become a major economic force. They contribute so much to the South Korean economy. They've boosted the global profile of Korean culture. It's a fascinating example of how a music group can become this cultural phenomenon with these huge economic implications.
That's a pretty remarkable accomplishment. And it's all built on their talent, their hard work, and that genuine connection with their fans.
Absolutely. It's a testament to the power of authenticity, dedication, and a shared vision. They've shown that music can be a force for positive change, for cultural exchange, for global understanding.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of BTS, what final thought would you leave our listener with as they start their own podcasting journey?
I'd encourage them to approach this project with curiosity and an open mind.
Yeah.
BTS's story is always evolving, so stay up to date on what they're doing, engage with their music and their message, and most importantly, listen to their fans. ARMY has so much knowledge and insight. By tapping into that passion and understanding, I'm sure they can create a podcast that truly captures the heart of this global phenomenon.
That's great advice. Embrace curiosity, stay engaged, and listen to the fans. It's been fantastic diving into the world of BTS with you today. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise and insights.
It was my pleasure. Always happy to talk about the amazing world of BTS.
And to our listener, we hope this deep dive has given you a strong foundation to start your own BTS journey. Their story is a testament to the power of music, connection, and the pursuit of dreams. We can't wait to hear what you create.